Hi and welcome everybody. My name is Pooja and I'm a Mohanji acharya. Today I will be having a conversation with my fellow Mohanji acharyas, Liljana and Violeta. Liljana and Violeta currently reside in Canada but are originally from Serbia. They are example of devotees that have completely dedicated their lives to selfless service and Mohanji's teachings. We are going to learn from them their journey on how they got connected to Mohanji and their transformation story, hoping that it will inspire and motivate all of you. Please join me in welcoming Liljana and Violeta. Hi, and Jai Mohanji.
Hello, Jai Mohanji.
Jai Mohanji.
All right, fantastic. So, ladies, I wanted to actually know from you. Perhaps Liljana, you can start. How did you get connected to Mohanji?
Okay, it was 2016 summertime when I connected with Mohanji teachings. I was in Serbia at that time, and I learned about the Mohanji Center in my hometown, Zrenjanin. And I learned that every Sunday is conducted power of purity meditation, and I went and joined, and I really liked that. It was I felt I belonged there. So I, for the time being, I spent time over there. Every Sunday I went and participated, and even got from my energy transfer. That was my first experience with energy transfer. So, and they told me that there are a lot of videos on YouTube, Mohanji's teachings. So when I got back to Toronto, I was watching like every day. That was my daily food, Mohanji's videos. Many of them I was repeating over and over and over. I got so much clarity. It is really hard to explain the joy, the feelings, how I felt after that. The confident, the many things what I learned before, how big impact had on me, clearing up many things. So then I learned that I never crossed my mind that could be here, Mohanji family here. So I learned that about Mohanji Foundation here, and I contacted them, and they invited me right away. So at that time was every Friday was Power of Purity meditation was going on. So was going on every night, 9 o'clock. We did over the phone the Mahamritya Jaya mantra, chanting for the world, Shiva's Lord Shiva mantra, sending good vibes to the world, like as what we do now during this COVID situation. And I got involved in all seva work, like food drive, doing once a month, making sandwiches for homeless people, collecting the clothes them for people at need, and many rituals. And I remember I liked that so much. We started once in a while. You remember, Pooja, and Violeta as well. So, Maitri over the Skype with Swami.
My God.
So absolutely amazing.
Absolutely.
So it was really, and then Mohanji came 2017 in March, and I met him in person. And somehow, like I was, I knew him through all those videos. Just, it was so nice meet him in person, and I was very lucky. He was trained by him and initiated in Kriya the same time, and he was, and it was one day retreat, and plus couple of satsangs. It was amazing. Like those 4 days was like a dream for me. I learned so much. I just enjoyed. I dedicated all 4 days to nothing, just being there. So it was so nice. And then uh, started my journey with him. I joined many retreats, and I went to India at the end of that year, and so on and so forth.
Yes, I actually do remember. So the 4-day retreat was very, very powerful, Liljana. I do remember that. It was amazing, and I think you and I got initiated to do Kriya together. It was the same. I got initiated in 2000.
Exactly. Yeah.
And we were again. You and I again went to Rishikesh together. That same year, we were together in Rishikesh as well. Yes. So I do remember this particular this 4-day session. It was very powerful, and it was amazing. So Violet, if you want to share your story as well with us.
Yes, I want to share my story. Basically, lots of spiritual connections for me came through Liljana. So she was the first one who met Mohanji. And then she told me about some kind of meditation. Actually, it was a distant my 3 healings with the Swamiji Bhutananda. And I just came one Saturday. We did that, and it was great. And I was lucky enough to participate on several of those my 3 healing sessions. And I think that year, actually, that Mohanji came to Canada, Liljana went to retreat, but there was a public satsang for public. So I went and I saw Mohanji for the first time there. And then, then it started like that. So later on, it was really very nice story developing from there.
Okay, that's fantastic. Thank you, Violeta. So let's go back a little bit, like before Mohanji. Were there any events in your life that led you to spirituality? So maybe Anna, if you want to start with this question.
Yeah. Actually, it was. If I now look through this prisma, this knowledge, through this perspective, it was all my life was something I wasn't happy about, looking for some right thing to come to my on my way. So, and before I met Mohanji, it was like about 2008. I learned about sun gazing. It was like when I learned about that, I says amazing. I have to try that. So I went through almost 3 years, like gradually increasing the time looking at the sun. It was nice, like kind of nice eye opener. But after that, I learned about family constellation. It's really again very good group therapy. So it most working on lineage. So I spent about 3-4 years actually organizing that event here in Canada. And again, I was looking for something more. Very soon, I realized I need something more clarity, more. And I went through about 15 ayahuasca ceremonies performed by Shipibo shamans here in Canada. So that was really some of them very tough, because you have to place intention before the ceremony starts. And I realized even during my family constellation thing that the ego within me is the one who is what is stopping me to be myself. And I would always for the ceremonies place the intention to 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 remove those obstacles to get to connect me to my source, and that's what a few of them were very, very hard on me, but I managed to go through that, and I'm so glad I did. And soon after that came that summer 2016, and I met Mohanji's teachings. I felt this is it. This is my home.
Oh, that's fantastic.
All those I realized, all those before I met Mohanji prepared me to understand his teachings. So I'm so grateful for all those prior I met Mohanji, what I went through and experienced during those experience.
Oh, that's fantastic, Liljana. Actually, I didn't know about your sun gazing, so it's great. It's great to learn that about you. Violeta, do you want to continue and share your events?
Yeah, for me, the big thing that happened was that my niece, who was 18 years old, passed away from cancer, and it was very fast, and the whole family was in shock. And then I started asking myself, like, why are we here? Like, what's the purpose of life? When we are suffering that much, and when young people are leaving, dying before parents or grandparents. And that all led me to look for some answers, and that led to spirituality. Also, I had a similar path like Liljana. What I was going through a yoga, transcendental meditation, looking for some teachings, some answers in different areas. And somehow when I met Liljana, actually we both end up on this ayahuasca ceremonies, and later on I was also participating in this family constellation too. And every path has its value, but I always wanted something more. Like I wanted like with ayahuasca, you take a beautiful plant who's a teacher and healer, and it's fantastic experience, and you get so many insights. But there was a need for me to have that all the time, because every time you take something is external, it lasts for like a day or two, maybe a week, but then you need to build up something from inside, to live it every day. So all those things, just led me to look for somebody who would hold my hand. So as they say, when the student is, the teacher comes. So that's when Mohanji came into my life. And also I was looking for so many videos on YouTube that were on YouTube, and it just like I connected, and that's beautiful.
Oh, that's the story. Okay, great. So I actually, this is more curiosity, actually, my question per se. But I come from India, as you all know, and for us, because we grew up in India, in our culture, touching the feet of a guru is something, it's ingrained. We know about this, or even touching the feet of the elders. We do that quite often in our culture. Doing RC. It's so it's something we know about already. Doing abhishek, which is bathing the sun. Bathing the idol of the god. We do that. That is also something that is ingrained in us. So it's not something we have to learn. But I wanted to know from the two of you, considering that you come from a different background, different culture, and different religion as well. How did you? First, what was your reaction when you saw us doing this? Secondly, how easy or difficult is it to adopt that? Whoever wants to. Liljana, you want to start?
Okay. I remember when here I joined a group here in Canada. I was the only one who wasn't Hindu. So it was a lot of rituals. It was, but to be honest, I didn't feel strange. I just, didn't know what to expect, first of all. But remember when we start chanting what I said, evening 9 o'clock chanting, and it was Gayatri mantra. It took me a week time to break my tongue with the Sanskrit language to pronounce it that properly when I chant. So, like when you start performing it, then you see a little bit, like it's kind of awkward. But other than that, I remember, when in a group first time performed the arti. Oh, I like that very much, and I adopted that right away, and I started doing that at my home. And I remember at that time I said, "Can I do that?" So, and that was, like I didn't have any issue with that. And we had other, rituals. I just was, like observing it, and when you start doing that, then you see a little bit, like it's not difficulties, but it's not, you are not used to it. And as the time progressed, and I was better and better, and learned so much. So, but I didn't find, and yeah, I want to say later on when I read the autobiography of Avatuda Natyananda, I felt some part of me is in that book. That's when I thought about that, I strongly believe that one of my past lives was in India. And I felt that during these rituals and everything, and I felt somehow it's really nice. It was I enjoyed that very much.
Actually, I remember the conversation with you, Liljana. Actually, right after Rishikesh, you and I had spoken, and you told me, Pooja, I'm pretty sure I was in India. it's some
Yes, yes.
I remember
unbelievable. When I get in India over there, and especially in Rishikesh, my God, I felt like I similarly like when I come to Serbia. So really, I enjoyed very much. Before I went to India, some of my friends, they asked me, are you going to get vaccine before you go there? You are going to India. I says, why? No, I don't need anything. I'm going with an open heart and with the love, tell that people, country, and everything. And besides, I'm going to be, Mohanji going to be there. And I fell in love with Ganga. Ganga is amazing. And that's, my experience from India is just, I couldn't stop talking about it. So it's really, really nice experience for me.
Violeta, you want to share yours?
Yes, I never been in India in this life. Most probably some other lives, maybe. Yes, I don't know. But for me, it was like touching feet was a big shock, and prostrating in front of the master, and especially at the airport. Like when I saw people prostrating in the airport, and it's really unusual. But then with Arti was easy, because I like fire element. And the Abhishek, the bathing of Murti was strange at the beginning. But then later on, when I learned how it's how you think that this Murti is a live person, or the spirit residing there, then it became more clear to me. Also, like in Christianity, we have how we address, people from this kind of religious stuff. We kiss the hand, for example. but never prostrating or touching the feet. But then I learned how to do it, and I feel really good, you know. And when you find out the meaning of that, then it's much easier for us, you know. But as I tell you, it be cultural shock, you know. And especially when I see so many people in front of Mohanji, like trying to do that, you know, like, or waiting in a line, or it's like, wow, I was like, wow, what is this? But later on, you know, I felt like I want to be there. I just, you know, I want to be the first one.
Yeah.
So
No, but I think
I could say one thing. I remember when I saw when Mohanji came here to 2017 in March, and we were in some temple, and says beside him that there was a sign: "Do not touch feet."
I remember that was public satsang.
Yeah, and then people are lining up to touch feet. I said, "What's going on? Why is that sign saying this?" And people are not really follow what the sign says. That they are really touching feet. So that was a bit confusion for me. So and I got later on I got the explanation that. Really, we're supposed to not touch like one after another, because we could pick some negative energy from the person who was before us. So, but I still I'm not sure is it you know, like anything else behind that.
Yeah, but I will have to say the two of you adapted really well, and I also know the two of you. I remember was it Guru Purnima where the two of you actually got the Sai idol at the ashram. I saw the two of you getting the Sai idol who properly dressed. But I think it's also important for us to say here that Mohanji does not expect any one of us to touch his feet. He doesn't expect us to do his arti or anything. That is not that is not him. We do this out of our love to shower him.
Exactly.
So I think it's important that we say that there is no expectation from Mohanji at all for any of this. We just do it out of the love that we have in our heart. But I specifically, especially wanted to know this from the two of you, because you've come from a different culture, a different religion. So I wanted to see what your reaction would be to something like this. So this is truly amazing, guys. So Violeta, I know that you are vegan and you're really promoting veganism. So the question goes to the two of you: was it difficult for you to be a vegetarian? Like, was it a difficult journey for you to be a vegetarian? Yeah.
Who's gonna answer first? Liljana, do you want to say something?
Okay, I you know, it was a kind of a confusion for me. Actually, it wasn't confusion, but I was thinking before I met Mohanji, I learned I ate meat very, very seldom. Like I was 99%, you know, like not eating meat. The intention was I learned that the meat has it's a very, very acidic ingredient, and that's it's not good for our system, and especially that creates toxins in our colon. That was my intention why I supposed to not eat meat. When I met Mohanji, I learned completely different thing, that you have to first kill the animal in order to get that food on your plate. And I said, oh my God. And plus, what animal going through, what kind of emotion, feelings before it gets slaughtered. So, and I thought, how come never cross my mind something like that? And then when I give like a good thought about that, what happened? We as we grow, we adopt things like for granted, like take things for granted, learning from the society and never question about not only that and many other things. And many things are what is not natural. We explanation. I explain to myself, how come I didn't think, you know, never thought cross my mind, you know, that you have to first kill the animal in order to eat that. And every animal likes to live as much as we do.
Yeah, I agree. Liljana, we are all programmed that way that we never think what the animal should go through because
Yes,
we just see the final product. It's a meat on a plate.
yes, yes,
So with me, it happened more from compassionate reasons because, as I told you before, I mean, but it's interesting maybe for people to hear. Um, one day I was driving back from work and I was waiting on a red light and I was very worried. My business didn't go well, and in front of me was a big truck with some like a metal kind of cage, and there were some holes there on the truck. And I've been thinking, and for a moment I feel like somebody's intensively watching at me. And I take a look at the truck, and my eye met the eye of the cow that was on the way to her house. And at that moment, it was like kind of immediate connection. I was taken to some other dimension, and I could feel what the animal was going through. And basically, I didn't realize that my husband and I, we bought the house that is not far away from slaughterhouse. So like these kind of trucks were like the going through the streets where I was usually driving. And one day I noticed a group of people in front of the slaughterhouse with the posters, like to raising awareness and bearing witness. And I just joined them one day. And it's really, I mean, what I saw there, it's heartbreaking. And sometimes when I go, I started recording a live on Facebook so people can see how those animals are transported, what's going on there, how much sorrow, betrayal, negative energy uh, is in that place. So all those animals are so afraid. They are mistreated all their lives, especially those final moments are very brutal. I mean, there are so many movies that people can see on YouTube how the animals are raised on those farms and how they are killed. So it's very bad energy that stays in that meat. So whoever eats the meat takes that energy inside. So as after I met that cow, like I got connection, I just stopped eating meat completely. And since then I didn't. Also, on my way, like I couldn't stop eating all the animal products, like milk, butter, eggs. So later on, I found very nice replacements for cow's milk, and those are nut milks like almond milk, cashew milk. There is also oat milk and different combinations. Uh, the last thing I stopped eating were eggs because basically, in European kitchen, eggs are staples. They put them in cakes, cookies, bread, everywhere. So, but also I found good replacements for eggs as well. So that can be interesting to share. And there's so many clips on YouTube that people can find really replacements for animal products. So it's not that hard. But of course, it has to go gradually. It has to go like what people feel. Because at the beginning, when I stopped eating meat, usually when people call us at the parties, and I'm the only one who is not eating meat product, usually there's nothing for me to eat because basically people put meat even in salads or they put a salad dressing with eggs and all the stuff. But later on, like few years after that, I noticed that more and more people avoid eating meat at the parties. So, but still, there is a big culture in this country. Like whenever it's summer, it's a barbecue season. So it's a very very strong program that is holding so many people. And when you see advertising, it's always some beautiful name for like filet mignon or steak. So, people don't even think that all this meat is coming from animals. So that's the thing. I don't know, Pooja, I heard that in India you never ate eggs.
No, I have been a vegetarian my entire life.
Yeah.
But I but I used to eat eggs eggs, but I don't eat eggs like omelets and everything, but I eat eggs in like cakes and cookies and everything. But I slowly have stopped doing that, and I've slowly stopped even taking milk products. But it all came very naturally to me. I
Yeah,
didn't have to
excellent.
force myself to do it. And I really feel that your journey to become a vegetarian or a healthy lifestyle, actually, to be very honest, it has to come from within.
Yeah.
If you have the karmic agenda to eat meat, you're going to eat meat,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
So that is there, but I think it comes very gradually as we progress, and it has to come from within. So from my within, I don't feel like having milk products at all. I do not have milk anymore at all. I only have
No,
almond milk.
uh-huh. I
Yes.
know, like people are so busy that they don't have time to think what they are eating. They just buy something in restaurant and and they finish with this and that's it. I think when more people become aware, and now especially because there's so much information online, that so many people say, "Oh my God, I never thought about it." So it's not that cow gives us milk. It's basically we steal it from the cow, and then the calf starves because we are drinking that milk or eating ice cream or yogurt or whatever. But basically, so many products. They put milk in so many products, but it's not necessary. I mean, it can be replaced with some almond milk or some other milks. Yeah. So, but we need to change the system, actually. That's the thing.
Yeah, and you're doing a
Good
great job,
luck.
Violeta.
Thank you.
Okay, so I know, so all of this brings you to become an acharya. So I wanted to ask the two of you, what was the decision that led you to say, okay, I want to be a Mohanji acharya?
Oh, that was. I remember when I was watching the pictures from the, that was last year, 2008, 19, beginning of the year, it was January, February, when was acharya training in India. And I was watching those pictures, and I was like I was there. I somehow like I wanted to be there. So I was in Serbia when I remember Mohanji Canada announced that going to be another training in Toronto in June. So I says, I am going. Right away, I wrote the letter to the person, and I says, so what I supposed to do? How am I going to? Something inside me, like it says, yes, you are going for that. So, and that's how I learned, like what's the email address, where I supposed to write, to contact, to whom to contact, and that's how happened. Yeah, I contacted and got an answer, and like I got application and went through that, and so I remember when it was when it was interview, it was like a little bit nervousness going on, but when you really coming from your heart, then it happened. It happened.
That's fantastic. And Violeta, you want to share your story?
For me, was kind of a natural way. I mean, basically, first I didn't know. I thought that those people are selected by Mohanji, so they become acharyas. And then when the first group of acharyas finished the training, I asked one of them. I said, can anybody apply, or it just a few of you? And he said, no, everybody can apply. You can apply, of course. And I said, okay, why not? Uh, as Liljana said, somehow I felt like I should be there as well. But I have to tell you, I mean, the interview was really, really tough. And Liljana, she passed the interview before me, and she said, "Don't worry, it's nothing that hard." But of course, she didn't tell me. But it was really, like they really wanted to know the reasons. And I said, oh yeah, I want to serve the society. I want to participate in all this thing. And they say, yeah, you can serve society even without being acharya, like it's kind of a, they were making selection, but it wasn't easy, like they wanted people really to understand that it's something bigger, it's not just to take it as easy, like, oh, it's like a training for something,
Yeah.
so but after I finished that training, I mean, I understood the responsibility that we have. It's
Yeah.
not just, I'm a charya, I got title of something. No, it's like your results. It's what you're doing, and what difference it makes in people's life. It's not about me. It's about people around me and society and the planet globally, basically. What the whole mission is doing, Mohanji and 100 acharyas. So it's great thing.
So let me ask the two of you: has your life changed after becoming an acharya?
Changed a lot. Really, really a lot. So I would say I was giver all my life. That's kind of coming natural out of me. So, but this is this was this is first of all the training, how we were trained and to add value to the society, to bring positivity to this world, it's we got a lot of guidelines and getting every almost every day. So and I never thought that I was, before this COVID situation, I never thought about that I was going to work on a project to reach prisoners, to do meditation for them, or certain shelters with the youth or kids or homeless people, and doing so many different activities to work on that project to get happen. But unfortunately, this COVID situation we had to put on hold for some time. And when then came this COVID situation, and we had to act really fast, and it's a lot of different programs, different way. Never mind, you cannot go one to one. It was came out a lot of different platforms that we could apply. Many different things to add value to the world, and it's really it is hard to describe what is how you feel after getting some positive feedback, the richness that you are getting in your heart. That's amazing, and that become my life. Every day is about like to think what else. I when I applied, I applied for part-time acharya, but I actually spent full time, and I really I'm happy. This is my life now. So and I would like to say about challenges as well. It came. For example, I would use Facebook only to go to watch some open some pictures of some event. That's it. So came out. You have to then you deal with these internet devices to deal with many things. Oh my God, that's like it's quite a challenge, that you cannot do certain things by yourself. You need to ask for help. But again, like you are striving to reach to complete that, to finish that. And another thing, which is like to perform live on these platforms. It's really sometimes nervousness, and you forgot completely what you wanted to say. So, and I remember once I was reading Facebook Live, reading Mohanji blog, and I was doing Facebook Live on my phone, and I was reading from my laptop. I don't know, when I was scrolling down what I touched, I don't know, and my page disappeared. And I know I have to remain calm, but I have to do something to go back on the, like it's, like it's a quite, was very challenging for me. But again, I was so keen, so I wanted to progress. I wanted to bring it, and I wrote a lot of articles and stories that really I got so good feedback from people, and that's melting your heart when you, and when I stop, when the quarantine stops, I stop writing that. I turn to be doing something else, and people ask me, why you stop writing more? And people telling me basically, oh, I learn, I'm reading every day and over, and really makes difference in my life, or like thanking me a lot, or something that's really brings big richness in your heart. So that's basically what I uh, could say. Again, that's really hard to describe the feelings when you doing something for somebody, and you see the changing in that person or that society. And I could imagine how much we've done a lot of chanting. I conducted a lot of chanting, and increased the vibration of the earth, and so many live programs. And I done quite a lot counseling, one-to-one, and that's, again, it was really turned very good and changing a couple of people. That's very important to me.
No, that's fantastic, Liljana. You're an inspiration to all of us. Violeta, you want to share as well?
Yes, you know what? When you become acharya, and basically, it's first you have to work on yourself. It's like
Yes.
opening closet. There is lots of clutter in my closet. Okay, let's burn it, and then you burn one group of things, and then some new ones you find. And something that you forgot about, and you have to burn that, and then also it change people around you, because when you start working, conducting meditations, chanting and all this, suddenly you need some time away from people who live with you or family, and then they feel neglected. So you remember when we started with these programs, it was very intensive at the beginning. We were like, okay, let's do this, let's do that, and then people start noticing that, and then I got some obstacles, so those obstacles had to be removed. So it was really so many things happening fast, and you have to learn to solve the problem right away. It's like, and then whatever comes your way, you accept it. You don't make a big thing about it. It just like work in progress. You're doing that. Okay, this obstacle, okay, just jump it or go around it, and it's like also like a river. Like when the river goes to the obstacle, goes over or around, and so lots of learning. And I really appreciate all the things that happened in the meantime. So, and also I noticed the big change in my family members, and that's amazing thing. So like the way I'm changing, they are changing, and some other friends, and maybe not huge group of people, but few of them.
Yeah.
It's enough, and then they also, I noticed, started impacting other people.
Yes.
So it's like the message is not like some kind of teaching that you have to teach, and it's just some small things where people
Yes.
can adjust their lives and make their life better, and the lives of their families better. So that's important. We go one person at a time.
Yeah.
Also, with this kind of social media, it's like more people can see it. But also Liljana and me, we are a generation when we didn't have those things, so we have difficulties with the Facebook, with this Zoom, with so many other things. but thanks to our teams, we learned so many things. So it's just
It
it's
wasn't
getting
easy.
faster. Yeah, it's getting faster, and we are like improving ourselves and helping other people to improve themselves too. So
no, I agree with you. I think
Yeah, it's very important by your example. You teach the most by your example.
Exactly. They learn the most by your example. So even the purpose of sharing your story is also that people get inspired and motivate. Like if I can do it, if you can do it, like I always say, if I can do it, anybody can do it.
Anybody can.
I mean,
I learned doesn't need to be perfect.
It doesn't need
that's like from my culture, how I grew up, everything has to be perfect. But I learned now it doesn't need to be perfect. It just need to go like a pure intention from your heart, and that's it makes the big difference.
Now I have to tell you, now we just broke the barrier, because when we started this interview, we were like, like now that the conversation is much better and more relaxed, really. So that's how it works, the whole tradition works through us. So we have to.
And you never know whose life you're touching. You never know who's going to be.
Exactly.
You never know, right?
Exactly.
You never know. Okay, so that last question for you ladies. What is this one thing? Just give me one thing that is so unique about Mohanji that it attracts you.
So, it is, as a matter of fact, it is really hard to talk about Mohanji because I'm not on on his level of awareness. So, but one thing very, very important, what I realized that from the beginning, it's he teaches us very practical knowledge. Mm-hmm. I could find myself in each satsang where I am, even if I will recognize where I am, even if I'm still struggling with that, like a blockage or whatever it is. But I know that I need to deal with that. But I know where I am. So it's a lot of practical knowledge. So that is amazing, and I'm very, very grateful for that. And I'm grateful for everything what he done for me and through me, and for he teaches me how to help the add value to the world, and through me as an instrument, he is helping the world as with through other people. So, and I'm very, very grateful for that, and so glad, so happy. I love him a lot.
Yeah, and that I know Liljana very well. I know that. So
and never thank enough for that.
Fantastic. And Violeta?
For me, it's that he lives what he talks. So like every time when he passed some message through our media, our WhatsApp groups, it's the message that I needed at that time. So, and as well as Liljana said, really the teachings are very practical, and it's a very kind of a gentle approach. It's not it's non-binding basically. If people feel, they'll connect. If they don't feel, it's not gonna work. So I mean, and other things as well, as Liljana said, so many of them.
No, I agree with our path is not the binding path. We don't bind people. The doors are always open. People are welcome to come in anytime. But one of the things I personally really like about Mohanji is how he, even a concept of a guru, how he breaks that concept as well for us. He wears tank tops, he rides motorcycles. So he's so modern. He uses the Facebook, he talks about it, he knows the social media. So I really love the fact. So I feel that a lot of people can very easily connect to him because he appears to you the way you are. So in that sense, it becomes so easy for us to connect with him.
That's
right?
true.
So I really love that about him. I really love the fact that he breaks my concept of a guru, because I don't know if you know, but I started my journey with Sai Baba. So Sai Baba was always in a certain attire, and he was not married, and lived a life, a very different life. So you go with that image of what a guru is, and then you meet Mohanji, and it completely, oh my gosh, what just happened? And then you just realize that it's a problem is with you, it's your concepts, it's your
Exactly.
judgments of what you think a guru should be. But I love that he doesn't um, is not true to that image that we have of him. Like, he keeps changing, he keeps making us uh,
Challenging
challenges.
expectation and
Yes, challenges our
acceptance.
expectations.
Yeah.
He challenges our expectations. So it is really, I love that about him, because he's constantly doing that, and it helps me break all the concepts I have of a guru.
Exactly.
So that's one of my most favorite things about him. So thank you, ladies, so much.
Thank
We
you.
are at 1 hour actually, but I really appreciate your time. And to all the
very much.
audience, that have joined, all the viewers that have joined us, thank you so much. To
Thank
learn
you.
more about Mohanji, you can visit the official website www.mohanji.org. Thank you, everybody, and Jai Mohanji.
Jai
Thank
Mohanji.
you.
Thank
Jai
you. Thank
Mohanji.
you.
Jai
Okay.
Mohanji.
Bye.